Good day everyone. I am Jivan Ray Javierto and I am going to discuss the attributes of 21st century in learning and teaching. 21st century education is influenced by globalization, rapid social change, and new research into how people learn. The role of the teacher in the 21st century classroom is to ensure learning is student-centered rather than teacher-centered. This sort of student-focused learning has 7 key characteristics. First, personalized learning. Second, equity, diversity, and inclusivity. Third, learning through doing. Fourth, change rule of the teacher. Fifth, community relationships. Sixth, technology. 7. Teacher professionalization. The personalized learning. A personalized approach recognizes that not all students learn in the same manner. Personalized learning involves differentiating instruction so that students can learn in the ways that suit their personal needs. The second is equity, diversity, and inclusivity. In the 20th century, students were expected to conform to the mainstream or be excluded. But in the 21st century, social inclusion and difference are celebrated. The third is learning through doing. Old behaviorist methods of education that were typically in the 20th century saw learning as memorization of information, transmission of information from teacher to student, filling your mind up with facts. These methods are thrown out in a 21st century learning approach. Now, we encourage students to learn through doing. The fourth is change rule of the teacher. In the 21st century, classrooms have changed from being teacher-centered to student-centered. In the past, the students all focused on the teacher and listened to the teacher's words. Now, the teacher focuses on the students who are the center of the attention. The teacher's job is to help coach the students as they learn. The fifth is community relationships. We are increasingly realizing how important community engagement is for learning. In our communities, there are amazingly useful people who can teach and inspire our students far better than we can. Teachers know they can't be experts on everything, but there is an expert for every topic out there in the world. So teachers needs to seek out experts and bring them into the classroom. By leveraging the skills and knowledge of the community, we can create a better learning experience for our students. The sixth is technology. Modern technologies can be incredibly helpful in classrooms today. Walk into a classroom now and you'll be shocked at how much things have changed in just a decade. Technology is everywhere. Technology, it is important to use new learning technologies in appropriate ways. Students shouldn't use technology to prevent them from thinking or help them cheat. Instead, technology should be used for help students to access information or think in ways they couldn't have done so otherwise. We call technologies that help students think harder cognitive tools for learning. The last but not the least is teacher professionalization. Teaching children in this century is clearly much more complicated than it was in the last one. We need to create personalized lessons, be inclusive, aim for equality, encourage creativity, engage with the community, use technology to enhance learning, and more. To ensure students get the best learning possible, teachers in the 21st century need ongoing training and support. They need to know all the latest research and the best teaching practices. They need opportunities to ask questions themselves, try out new strategies, and learn from experts throughout their career.
As we agreed, we chose Philippines to make research about its literacy rate, and here's some info or details regards with it. First is the date become a member of the ASEAN nation. It was established on August 8, 1967 in Bangkok, Thailand, with the signing of the ASEAN Declaration by the founding members of ASEAN, namely Indonesia, Malaysia, the Philippines, Singapore, and Thailand. The capital city is Manila. The name of official currency is peso. And the exchange rate to US dollar is 1 Philippine peso is equal to 0.017 United States. The exchange rate to Philippine peso is 58.81 Philippine peso. The official languages, the two official languages of the Philippines are Filipino and English. Number of ethnic languages, there are about 180 Philippine languages. The 8 major languages are Tagalog, Ilocano, Pangasinan, Pampango, Bicol, Cebuano, Hiligaynon, and Waray Samarnon. Those are the major dialects spoken by majority of Filipinos. The languages of instruction used is for purposes of communication and instruction, the official languages of the Philippines are Filipino, and until otherwise provided by law, English. Percentage of ethnic groups. First is Tagalog, 24.4%, Binisaya or Bisaya, 11.4%, Cebuano, 9.9%, Ilocano, 8.8%, Hiligaynon or Ilonggo, 8.4%, Bicol, 6.8%, Waray, 4%, other local ethnicity, 26.1%, other foreign ethnicity, 0.1%. And population. The current population of the Philippines in 2022 is 115,559,009, a 1.47% increase from 2021. The population of the Philippines in 2021 was 113,880,323, a 1.51% increase in 2020.
So, let's proceed the types of government. The Philippine government takes place in an organized framework of a presidential, representative, and democratic republic whereby the president is both the head of state and the head of government. This system revolves around three separate and sovereign yet interdependent branches, which is the legislative branch or the law-making body, the executive branch or the law-enforcing body, and the judicial branch, which is the law-interpreting body. So the agencies who took care of the Philippine education, first we had DepEd. The Department of Education is responsible for basic education and sets the standards and implements standardized tests for public schools throughout K-12, while private schools tend to have more freedom in developing their curricula as long as they adhere to DepEd's existing laws. Then the second one, we had CHED, the Commission on Higher Education, responsible to oversee higher education institutions such as colleges and universities. Then the third one, which is TESDA, the Technical Education and Skills Development Authority, which regulates the TVET programs or the technical and vocational education and training programs. Then the number of primary schools, both private and public, as what we've seen, the latest data under statistical series in school year 2016-2017, in public, we had 3,149 schools. Then in private, we had 423 schools. Then the number of educational higher institutions or state colleges or universities as of 2020, records from CHED showed that the country has 1,975 higher educational institutions, not including satellite campuses of state universities and colleges. So from this number, we had public higher institution, which is 246, and 1,729 in private institutions. Then the annual education budget of the Philippine educations, the DepEd successfully defended its approved budget for 2022 amounting to 629.8 billion budget, which is 6% higher than its 595 billion budget in 2021 to primarily support the expansion of safe face-to-face classes. So the percentage of education budget to the national budget, so according to the World Bank collection of development indicators, reported at 3.88% in 2020. We can see the attached data below. Then the overall literacy rate of adults for the last 30 years. So before we proceed, let's talk about literacy rate. So literacy rate is defined by the percentage of the population of a given age group that can read and write. But I will not state them individually in years kay malapas na tas allocated nga time. So you can see its literacy rate in accordance to the year, same as well sa male and female adults literacy nga gi-attach na mo sa PPT. So let's proceed the school structure or format length of academic calendar in Philippine education. So the pursuant to Republic Act 11480, an act amending Section 3 of RA number 7797, otherwise known as an act to lengthen the school calendar from 200 days to not more than 220 days, the school year 22-2023 formally opened on August 22, 2022 and shall end on July 7, 2023. It shall consist of 203 school days or as may be determined by further issuance in case of changes in the school calendar due to unforeseen circumstances. So let's proceed. The teacher to student ratio is the average number of teachers per students in primary school. So as what we've seen the attached data, we can conclude that it's better to have fewer students per teacher. So let's talk about the future plans for their education. The Basic Education Development Plan 2022 to 2030 of the Philippines was developed through a consultative and participatory approach. The plan aims to help all Filipinos to realize their potential and contribute to a cohesive nation through the right and promotion of the right to quality education. So the Basic Education Development Plan puts forward 4 priority development areas. First, we had pivoting to quality, ensuring that all learners attain learning standards in every case stage in the K-12 program. Second, we had expanding access to education for groups in situation of disadvantage to ensure inclusive and equitable quality service delivery. Then the third one, we had empowering learners to be resilient and to acquire life skills. And lastly, to strengthening the promotion of the overall well-being of learners in a positive learning environment where learners exercise their rights and experience joy while being aware of their responsibilities as individuals and as a member of society. Then the top 10 universities in the Philippines. First, we had University of the Philippines, Diliman, followed by Ateneo de Manila University. Third, De La Salle. Fourth, University of the Philippines System. Fifth, the University of Santo Tomas. Sixth is the Polytechnic University of the Philippines. Then seventh, we had University of Cebu. Eighth, we had University of the Philippines, Manila. 9, we had State University. And 10, but not the least, we had Our Lady of Fatima University. That's all. Thank you.